Okay, so, guys, even though I could speak in Hebrew, I will speak in English in favor of our guests from overseas today, and so you'll have to bear with me. And I'm very glad to see so many people coming for this Socialize 12 conference. It's really heartwarming. And what I want to talk a little bit is about organizational crowdsourcing. How you can actually make better decisions, business decisions, in the social enterprise era. And I'm Rony from Panorama Software. I'm the chairman and founder. And what Panorama is all about, we are a leading business intelligence company. We've been pretty famous in Israel with a deal that we did a few years ago, actually selling technology to Microsoft that spurred Microsoft's entry into business intelligence. And we've been in this business for many years. And what we are about in the last 2 years is about transforming business intelligence from regular traditional BI into social and contextual BI. What we actually do is that instead of just dealing with data in the organization, we add the people and the insights that people draw from the data into the system and create a new type of business intelligence system, which is really a socially enabled BI system, which is context aware, so that it anticipates what the user may want to do and what the user could do, and pushes the relevant information in real time. So we are actually about an application that delivers better results using social platform as the social platform in a specific enterprise area, which is the BI area. So how did we get there? I think, we all understand, we looked around 3.5 years ago. We looked around and we saw, how we all live in the social world and how in the consumer world, everybody is using collaboration intuitively to make better decisions and collaborate with their peers and with their friends to make decisions about what movies to go and what attracts them best. We could see how tools like Amazon or YouTube can really make suggestions to you on what is the best way for you to spend your money, what additional books may be of interest to you based on the books that you've read and other people have read, what additional videos or series may be of interest to you based on your interest in what similar people who are similar to you are doing. And we thought, why not bring these concepts into the enterprise world, not just as a platform, as a real application. So we looked around, and indeed what we saw is that a new enterprise is emerging. So we have tools like blogs and wikis and forums, and we can now do better jobs. We can use Link instead of using phone, and we definitely use Jive and Yammer and everything in order to collaborate. But this is just the level of interaction between people. This does not really apply to the heart of the business, the actual data, the actual hardcore of the business. And we looked and we saw what is really happening in the hardcore of the business. What is happening with enterprise application? So the enterprise application, these include the ERP, which is the financial planning, the supply chain management, the human resources, the cost and planning, and the CRM, the manufacturing. They are all in their own small world, still totally isolated from these huge forces that kind of look at them from outside and impinge them, the things that we do in Facebook, the things that we do with LinkedIn, the things that YouTube enables us to do, the things that Twitter enables us to do, Google. And we thought and we said, where would be the right way to penetrate, which would be the right way to penetrate this world of ERP, enterprise applications, and make them more social, more contextual, and more suggestive. And our conclusion was that the best way would actually be in the business intelligence. Now, why is it? This is because business intelligence is really the hub of the organizational decision making, okay? And decisions are dependent on teamwork. You cannot make today decisions without teamwork. So in order to make decisions, if you can improve the decision-making process, this can get enormous gains to the organization. And this is why we thought BI is probably the best place to start penetrating creating the social enterprise in the organization. So what we were looking to do is actually to improve the business by crowdsourcing the decisions, crowdsourcing the process of making decisions based on data that spawns decisions in the organization. Now you have to understand, in well-run organizations, BI is the hub of where all the conclusions from the business come to, okay? All the data about what we did, how we did, were we profitable, where did we lose, who was successful, who failed, where did we spend our money, where didn't we not spend our money, what percentages were used well. All these things really present themselves in the BI system to management. In a typical organization, management has the set of dashboards that they use daily in order to evaluate how they run the business. And obviously, if this is where they look for data, this is also the source of decision making. This is where you find that something works or something doesn't work. And this is really what makes a difference. So what we did is we developed a new product, and we call it Necto. Panorama Necto, which we actually coined as the first time that we ever heard the combination, which is social BI. And this new product was built on three legs, actually. It was built on our old expertise in advanced analytics, okay, which is obviously advanced analytics, which is all these tools that you need in order to analyze your data, to better analyze your data. And actually, we improved on it. We actually enable in the same platform for people to do both advanced analytic capabilities for power users and simple analytics for infrequent users, easy to use mode that are both integrated in the same self-service environment. But what we added to this regular BI, we added two important components. First, we added the social BI. This is an engaging platform for collaborative decision making, and you're going to see it shortly in a demo. And the second platform that we added is a new type of an engine. It's an intelligent BI engine that automatically pushes relevant information in real time based on analyzing what you do, what you indicate that you like, and comparing it to what other people do and what other people indicate that they like in the same time. So it understands your behavior in the organization, and based on that, it enables you to do things better and suggest to you what you may be doing. So I will just run a couple of short demos, and you'll see for yourself how a product like that really can work. This is a typical business intelligence screen, okay? Just a second. This is to, I don't think, איפה הסאונדמן לדעתי? מה? לדעתי לא שומעים את זה מספיק טוב.
לא שומעים.
אז... אז הגברת את זה? אני מנסה. אני מפעילה, אוקיי.
תרבי את המיקרופון למחשב.
רק רגע, טכנולוגי. This is a typical business intelligence screen, okay? We look at data from the organization. It can be graph form or KPI, or in a table format, in a grid format, and there are signs here that indicate that things work or were not work well for the organization. Like here, I look and I see that there is a problem of growth in Beverly Hills.
What would I typically have done in the past was to call up somebody or set up a meeting or cut and paste this view and send it to others, send emails. In any case, I would have to do a lot of work in order to get these things resolved and find out who are the real people that I can share this problem with. What I do in this new type of software is that I click on the social bar and the system brings up the list of people that are relevant to this issue. System knows who these people in the organization may be. So if I am in my headquarters, say in Toronto, and this problem is in Beverly Hills and still I want to investigate it, it will tell me that Ron Deckel is the relevant salesperson to talk to about this issue. And what I can do is that I can drag Ron onto this issue, and the system will automatically generate a discussion for us and maybe for other people as well, because we can add additional people to the discussion and create an ad hoc team that will address this issue and will be able to discuss it. They will be able to share what we view. The system will it will open up the same view to the other people when they enter the discussion, the same view that I'm looking at. So we are all on the same base page. And that really helps us tremendously in our ability to resolve the issue.
Okay, I think this is fully understood. As I said in the demo, previously, in order to collaborate on something, we were typically had to leave the system we were using and go out and collaborate through a different platform. Okay. And collaborate through a different platform and lose contacts and spend enormous amount of time engaging other people and getting them on top of what it is that we want to explain to them and getting everybody on the same base page. And here is a simple tool that enables you to do that, which is data-oriented. So, but this is just one aspect. You have to understand that behind a system like that, we have a whole series of infrastructure that really makes it personalized. It can really identify what matters to each and every single person who uses the system. What it does, it takes on one hand the data elements that are used in the system, including the insights, the exceptions, the models that are identified, and it integrates them with the interest graph. The interest graph is all these things that you identified as tabs of what is of interest to you, what I care about. It also integrates things that I like, because I can indicate what views or reports or KPIs were useful for me, what things I think I like in the system, and that is also an indication of what is useful. And of course, one of the major important things about the difference between an application that is data specific versus just a platform is that it records the real life activity and makes it part of the system. So if you view certain reports, the system records it, and they know this is a useful report, and it can aggregate the information across users who are similar to you in interest, and therefore know what can be useful to you. And of course, if you add to it the social graph, your friends, your annotations, your discussion, you actually get a system that can personalize your experience optimally versus other people still using all the same technology and the same concept. So let's see a little demo about what additional things we can do in a system who understands what your interests are and what are the interests of other people. Oops, sorry.
So the system is social. It really engages the people and their roles and their interest in the data. It enables you to interact in a smart way, so it really becomes a social BI system as opposed to a traditional BI system. But that's not all. We took an additional concept from the world of consumers. We took the concept of a recommendation, of a context-aware system. System that looks at me and tells me, you know what? I see that you have an issue, and I can tell you that other people who had the same issue they did something else that helped them resolve this issue. For example, if you look at this view, for example, what it does, it tells me that users who viewed the view that I just viewed here also viewed these other views. And this is a tremendous help for me, because I know from experience as a senior manager in the organization how difficult it is to trace what other people are doing and find out what are additional relevant reports and views that exist in the system. I have like a list of 100 or 200 potential reports that may be helpful, but I don't know which one is really the helpful one. So if the system can recommend to me what other people thought as the most helpful view relative to the same issue, obviously I'm in a better position. But the system does something else. It also brings me similar workboards, which means workboards that address the same data as the data that I'm viewing today. So this is another feature from the consumer world that we imported into the system. And so our next generation software, Necto, is what we call a socially enabled business intelligence system, which is context aware, so it anticipates the user needs and automatically pushes relevant information in real time.
Now, it's interesting, while we were working on thinking, from the user perspective, how do we get the best tool to help a user out in the things that he does? We actually came up also with some cool concepts regarding analytics itself. And I'll just show you an example.
This solution may seem very intuitive to you because you're used to it from the consumer world, you're used to it from your Amazon, from your YouTube, from your Facebook experiences. But these are not common in the enterprise world. The enterprise world is still following the traditional forms of the way it did business before, and it doesn't open to crowdsourcing like what we're now seeing. We're using a system which is all about crowdsourcing, about enabling collaboration, but the collaboration is not just collaboration like a Yammer or a Child. This is data-specific collaboration, which makes it so much useful and brings a real value to the system, because you're solving real issues here. It's something that is driven by the needs of the organization and helps the organization conclude decision-making faster, closing the decision window, which means the time between finding the issue and resolving it, and in a much more effective and in a better way, actually raising the level of confidence with which you make a decision and raising the quality of the decision. Just think of an additional example. For example, here I look at an issue. I can actually click and do cause and effect, and the system will automatically analyze the data for me and will do all these drill downs that people typically do in order to find out what are the root causes of the problem. The system takes this view that I just did, puts it on the side, and brings me 4 potential drill downs of the data that may provide insight of why the issue what is the reason for the issue that I saw at a higher level.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. So it brings us directly to my last slide, okay? So, and the last slide, just following up on the footsteps of the people before me, I'm talking about the value proposition. And here it's very interesting because we can actually show very, very tangible ROIs that immediately impact the results of the organization really in the hardcore of the business, not on an opportunistic space, but on a consistent base. Because what we do is we shorten the decision window. The time it takes between the time that you identify a problem and you resolve it. Because of the efficiency in collaborating, because of the efficiency in analyzing, because of the efficiency in getting everybody on the same page and teamwork, we actually close the decision window, which is very critical to all organizations today. You talk to a CIO and they will tell you, this is the most important thing for me. And indeed, by the way, according to Gartner, still in 2012, BI was on the top priority of the CIO technology list. So it is still crucial for the organization to know how to solve their data issues and how to solve their BI issues fast. Now, not only that we do it faster, but we provide higher quality decisions, because obviously, if a system enables you to get more information, learn from other people's experience, get more views, get more information, then obviously the quality of the decision is going to be much higher. Now, it also improves proficiency because you can follow what other people are doing. We also have a Twitter-like mechanism that lets you follow, you know, the opinion leaders and the people, the analysts in the organization, follow what they are doing and learn from their experience. So it really enables you to become very proficient in what would have been otherwise a pretty complex system. And as we improve proficiency, we obviously also increase penetration. And because we add an additional metadata layer on top of the system, we actually have a better opportunity to capture what would have been otherwise information that would have been lost about decisions that were taken, about notes that people leave to each other, and we actually can capture previous deceit knowledge and build best practices that people can effectively use in regular situations. So this concludes my presentation. I'll be here. You're welcome to come and give me your cards or talk to me, and I'll be glad to provide you with additional information. We are www.panorama.com. I forgot to add that last call to action slide, so I apologize. And www.panorama.com. And my name is Rony Ross, and thank you very much.